it's Man here at Mr. Dog Poop Studios. Today I want to show you an inexpensive DIY way to have a 4, 8, or even 12-foot portable frame for diffusion cloth, duvetine, or even scrim nets. How much is it going to cost? Let's break it down. Let's start with this Proaim SnapRig quick reverse ear for a 1-inch square tube. That's a mouthful. It sells for 26 bucks. Let's compare that with the Matthews version for $121 each. Look guys, it's a piece of metal, not rocket science. 2 of these Proaim clamps will cost you 52 bucks, compared to nearly 250 for the Matthews brand. That's already a huge savings. Now let's look at this frame material from EasyTube at easytube.com. You can order any length and get these cool connectors to put them all together. In this case, we bought 4-foot pieces, so we could assemble 2 4-foot frames or 1 8-foot frame. Obviously, the 4-foot pieces are much easier to transport than 8, 10, or 12-foot lengths of speed rail. However, you can just as easily build the frame from 3/4 inch steel or aluminum pipe, if you need something heavier. The 3/4 inch pipe fits nicely into the Proaim clamp just as well as the square tube. The cost of steel or aluminum pipe is about $3 a foot. So 4 10-foot pieces is going to cost you around $120. And 4 corner connectors are about $10 each, for a total of around $160. While the EasyTube is a fraction of the weight, and it'll cost around $100 for each 4-foot section, or about $200 for a complete 8-foot frame. You can buy the diffusion material, duvetine, or ultra bounce with grommets ready to go in your size 8, 10, 12 feet. Expect to pay about $100 each. So for the full setup, you're at about 350 bucks, all in. Compare that with the Cupo 8x8 frame kit for $650. Then you still have to buy your diffusion panel for another $100. The Matthews frame kit is almost $800. And again, you still have to purchase the fabric. So having a DIY frame for $250 that's just as good as the Pro rigs just makes sense. So let's set this up and find out if it's worth spending $250. All right, we're going to start with the Proaim ear wax clamps or whatever they were called. That goes onto a grip head on a stand. We're using 2.5-inch grip heads, but you should probably use 4-inch. We don't have any on set at the moment. So we're going to use the 2.5-inch grip heads, which will certainly hold an 8x8 frame. And this just slides in, down, and then over to one side. So we're going to angle these down this way, set this up. So we're using combo stands, and we're using these affectionately known as butt plugs. This is steel, so rather than using the aluminum pin coming up, we're going to go ahead and use a steel 5/8. Again, you really want to use a 4.5-inch with a junior pin. It's a lot stronger, but we're going to use the steel, and then if we have a problem with that, we can just replace it. Whereas if we break this pin off of the combo stand, we're kind of screwed. And then the frame has these pieces, and these pieces just push in a little button, and they can be taken out. So you can put in corners, you can put in straight pieces. So we have 4 pieces with straight and 4 corners. So if we put all 4 corners together, we're going to have a 4-foot frame. So we're going to have to put these together, and they literally just slip together, just push it down, and they snap in place. So we'll make 4 8-foot pieces. Push down with your finger, and to get it off, you just push it down and take it out. Super easy to put together. Very light, and it should be more than strong enough for what we're doing. So we got 4 8-foot pieces. We can assemble the whole frame and put it in, or we can go in and just take it down. Just tighten your clamp. And you see what I did? I left a corner on here, but we didn't put the corner down. Easy enough. We'll just take this out and put this in over here and put that in. Stick this back up in the top. Take our top frame. I guess this is where you need a couple people or a step ladder. Okay, there is a solid 8-foot by 8-foot frame. Of course, if you're using it outside, always remember to add a few sandbags. Of course, we could have built a 4-foot frame and put it on the same way, used it as a 4-foot flag. We could have put a 2-foot by 8-foot if we got the pieces cut differently. Frame goes together super easy. It's mostly for show displays, to create walls, to create tables, whatever you need. I don't think I need to show you how to put this on. You unfold it and tie it like tying a shoe, so I don't really need to show you how to do that. I would rather show you how to use the round rail and make a 10-foot. But this is your 8-foot rig, and you can obviously loosen it up and move it. So if you wanted to come down, or if you wanted to raise it up and put it over, super cheap, super easy, and you can fold it up and put it on your desk. 8-foot rig. So let's take it down and put it together with 3/4 inch pipe and 10-foot. Always easier with 2 people. And it's a big frame. But we can take it apart. Easy to put together, easy to take apart. Of course, you'll have to tie your duvetine or diffusion fabric across it, but $250 for a professional 8-foot frame. You want to go 12 feet, add another section, or you could buy 12-foot pieces, but 4-foot seems like a good size. Let's try it with round. So here's some 10-foot pieces of aluminum pipe, and you'll see that it works pretty much just as well. I'm not going to do this whole frame, but these are pretty light aluminum. It'll cost you about $3, maybe $4 a foot. Now these are 10-foot lengths, not 8-foot lengths. It's a little large for this corner of the studio. So this will be a little cheaper than the Easy Tube. And you can just use your speed rail connectors and connect it. So 3/4 inch pipe, 1 inch OD tube is fine if you're doing a 10-foot, even a 12-foot. As you get into bigger, you're going into 20 feet, 16 feet, you're probably going to move up to 1 1/4 inch speed rail. Proaim does not fit that. This is for 1 inch tube. Matthews does have the same thing for 1 1/4 inch, but it's $150 for each one. So for most people, a 10-foot rig, an 8-foot rig is going to be more than you need in most cases. $100 for that, a couple $100 for the other stuff, $300 to $350 depending on how you do it. That is a great rig. Mr. Dog Poop, the video guy's giving me a hard time again.